moya. Hey, jumbo jumbo.
Experience the value. Get the cable's value bundle today. Internet, Ultra TV, free HBO Max, and a free Cable Platinum Loyalty MasterCard for only $157 monthly. Feel the thrill of 74 channels of Ultra TV. Feel the rush of the cable's 35 megabyte Bolt Internet. Maximum streaming entertainment is free with HBO Max and the ultra convenience of the Platinum Loyalty MasterCard. Shop, save, share, and don't forget, get a free internet upgrade when you pay your cable bills with Platinum Loyalty MasterCard. Not a cable customer? Sign up today and get more out of your internet, TV, shopping, and payment experience. The cable's value bundle: Ultra TV, internet, free HBO Max, and Platinum Loyalty MasterCard at $250 value for only $157 per month. Call the cable 465-2588 and come experience the value.
Episode 83, man. It was 1982. The year was 1982 when I was born, on the May 19th, which happens to be today, which makes this my birthday. And some of you might wonder, like, why are you here on your birthday? Well, why else? I mean, it's a day to celebrate. And when you say happy birthday, I have to go back and give you guys those happy hormones, those pieces of news that make you smile and have that renewed faith in humanity. Yes, it's my birthday. It has been a very low-key birthday. Not Thor, low-key, okay? Here you go with the dad jokes. My classmates, one of my classmates in the chat says, he's like, yeah, you were the daddy of dad jokes. And, you know, happy birthday and everything. And I said, if I was the daddy of dad jokes, that means that I don't tell dad jokes. I tell granddad jokes. Bush. So my dad joke game is getting finer with age, just as I am, just as it is with wine. As you can see in the background, you can see a little child who is entertaining and engaging herself in a Capri Sun, as well as a few snacks and her dinner, which is already eaten. That's my little one. Today was actually one of the things I did today to put a smile on my face was to put a smile on her face. And so I'll come and let her tell you a little bit about why today was amazing. Come, baby, come tell everybody why today was amazing. Okay?
It was amazing because I get to make my dad a card, and it was amazing when I was finished.
Okay, and what else happened later on in the day after the card that made you coming out of school feeling so confident and like, today was the best day ever? What was it?
When I was going on the train, the funnest thing was when my daddy was playing fart sounds and other songs. It was the best day ever. I was feeling so confident. I feel like I can pass 100,000 tests.
Trust me, today, seeing her coming home when I went to go pick her up, she had a totally different strut to her step. She just had this bounce. I was like, what happened? And she's like, Daddy, today was the best day ever. And I'm like, well, what happened? I was like, what happened? What was the day? She says, because you came and you played the trumpet. So what I did today, they had a field trip on the scenic railroad. And I have always wanted to show up when people are on the train and just serenade them at one of the stops where the barrier comes down. And so I went racing around the island because they left Bastia at 9 o'clock. Raced all the way past St. Paul's, all the way to where the train normally stops opposite the Eco Park. And I didn't see the train. I was like, what on earth happened? I messaged one of the teachers, asked them, like, where's the train? Didn't go through. My phone actually mashed up too. My screen is cracked. I can't see anything on the screen. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I felt disappointed, and so I said, okay, I'm just going to head back into town, but I'm not seeing any trademarks that the train would have passed. I went rushing back into town, and just as I almost made it to town, I got a message from her from the principal saying, "Oh, we're just heading into K-On." I was like, "Yes, I'm gonna get them." So the last barrier, which is in Keys, I saw a man who normally would control the barrier in a big truck, and I was like, "Has the train passed?" He said, "No, it's coming soon." So I went, grab my trumpet, and I went in the middle of the road because now the barrier would have come down. And as the train was passing, I played a fanfare for all the people in the train. And my daughter was in car number 5, and I saw her teacher. I couldn't see her because I was focused on playing, but I played a fanfare, and it was amazing. And I rushed all the way to the scenic railroad, like thingamajig, like where the train stops, and I'm going to surprise them again by showing them that I can show up and play another fanfare. And so when they were coming off the train, I showed up, and I was playing Celebrate, Celebrate. I played that. I played Agent She Lovely. And then I started taking requests from all the children. They said, play Mary Had a Little Lamb. Somebody said, play, oh my gosh, I can't remember. They were calling songs that made me feel old. And then Adele was like, that's my daddy. That's my daddy. That's my daddy. Today's his birthday. And then the principal was like, today's your birthday? And I was like, yeah. She's like, thank you for coming, sharing your birthday with us. And she made everybody sing happy birthday. And so Adia was just looking like she felt, she was in her own world during that time. She was just bouncing up and down the place. Couldn't really be bothered. But then I think the rub-off effect of her peers experiencing something like that made her feel like, okay, yes, now she's like, now I can be the most popular girl in the school. That's what she said to me when I picked her up. I was like, yeah, Daddy, that was good. Everyone thought you were cool. And somebody asked me, where did I get a dad like that? Can I buy one? Is that true, baby?
Yes, yeah.
What else did your friend say?
He said, can I buy one, please? I really want one so I can buy one so I can have a sugar daddy.
Oh, no. Okay. The phrase sugar daddy for her means a daddy who is sweet, okay? Who does sweet things for his child. That's it. All right, don't get your thoughts anywhere else. So yeah, that was a highlight of my day. Sometimes the best things come when you perform acts of service, and that's the paradigm of my value set, where I like to create value for other people. You know, it's not goods and services, it's good and service. So do good and perform acts of service, and it will just brighten your day. And that's why I'm here tonight. My guest was supposed to be a former minister of government. I'm not going to tell you who it was. And he was very excited to agree to come on the show, but you know, he pulled out last minute saying, listen, but I'm going to commit to next week. So I'm holding him to it. I'm not going to call his name, but I'm going to tell him that I called his name on the radio. Don't tell him I said that. Don't tell him I said that. Don't tell him or her that I said that. Did I say that? Okay, fine. Anyway, so that was a top feel-good moment for me today. Now, obviously, you know I like to bring you guys good news, things that make you feel good. Top local story. This came on my phone yesterday. Somebody sent this to my phone and said, make sure you share this. We are having our own Shark Tank type show here in St. Kitts. Finally, I've been saying this for years. Like, if I were to make it into being a successful entrepreneur, I'm going to start a show like this. And it's no coincidence that this is happening now. It's timely. I've been complaining. In fact, one of the things we spoke with the Sean Richards when he was here 2 weeks ago was opportunities, not handouts, opportunities for us to tell our story and be put on a platform. And this can't be a better time for this to happen. This Ministry of Entertainment, Ministry of Entrepreneurship, Entertainment, and Talent Development, in collaboration with Studio 3 to 7, is putting on a TV show called Let's Do This. It's a show providing entrepreneurs with existing or new businesses, ideas and opportunities to pitch these businesses to investors. Persons can win as much as $10,000 if their pitch is accepted by an investor. Hear that? So you don't only get an investor, but you get an additional 10 grand. So you know that this entrepreneur that you're looking at is going to sign up for this thing. Now, the deadline for this is tomorrow. So after this show, I'm going to go home and put together my little profile thingamajig and, spruce up my resume and submit this and see what happens. Now, persons who get accepted have to undergo 5 weeks of sessions coaching to prepare them for the show's pitch from May 26th to the 17th of June. Is that 5 weeks? I think that doesn't sound like 5 weeks, but anyway, my math is a bit off. But yeah, it's a good thing, and I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see the production value. Those who have seen Studio 327's work on their show, Good Morning SKN, will know that they are a penchant for quality and excellence. I'm pretty sure there will be backstories and, jokes and, nail-biting moments and failures or people who get rejected. And let me tell you something, right? Tell you a story. Because this, for me personally, is an opportunity to get my name seen and my entrepreneurship exploits in front of many more eyes. I could care less if I win or get accepted by an investor. The more people who know my story, the better chance I have of being successful. And so I'm going to tell you guys the story of this person who ended up on Shark Tank and did not get an investor and ended up being bought by Amazon for $1 billion. Now, Jamie Siminoff landed a coveted spot in Shark Tank years ago. I think it was 2019 or 2018. And he basically went on there, not necessarily he felt, same thing. It's a good platform to get people to see about what you're doing. And back then he called his business, I think Doorbot. Doorbot. Oh, sorry, he went to Shark Tank in 2013. Yes. He called it Doorbot. It sold a Wi-Fi enabled doorbell that allowed users to see a video of and talk to people as they arrived at the front door. Now, all the investors but Kevin O'Leary passed, and he made what Siminoff considered to be an acceptable offer. So Doorbot did not make a deal. And he says, I remember after that Shark Tank episode, literally in tears, I needed the money. We were out of money at the time. Sounds similar to my story. He had sunk 10 grand into building props for the pitch, and the company's staff of 8 had spent a month preparing for the show. And after leaving without an investor, it seemed like the effort may have been a waste that they couldn't afford. But Siminoff was not upset about the money. The critiques from investors like Mark Cuban and Laurie. Oh my gosh, Laurie. Sit down and draw. Yeah, got it. Daddy mode just got kicked into play right now. All right, the critiques from both of them about the ability to sell were fresh objections, mirroring others' doubts about his idea. He says, I can't count the number of people who didn't invest in this, who said no, the number of people who said it was going to fail. So, after he appeared on that show, the business saw immense growth. It's been 4 years, when this article was written, 4 years afterwards, the business was valued at $1 billion. And so he filmed an update for Shark Tank, which aired in 2017. And he says that at that time, there were over 1,300 people, 10 core products that sold in 16,000 stores. Ring even landed Richard Branson as an investor after he saw one of the company's products. So now, this has been bought by Amazon for as much as $17 million. But again, the value is way more than that, which is probably more than $1 billion. What I'm trying to say is this opportunity for entrepreneurs to pitch in front of persons is a great opportunity, and we should take full advantage of it, because you can never tell what's going to happen, even if you don't win. All right? So, next story that made me feel good. As soon as I saw this pop up on my timeline, I had to write a post about this on social media. It says, U.S. soccer agrees to equal pay deal. Now, the United States Soccer Federation, the United States women national team players, and they've agreed to a deal that achieves equal pay and have set the global standard moving forward in international soccer. They will become the first federation in the world to equalize FIFA World Cup prize money awarded to teams who are participating in the World Cup. It says the players will have to reset their relationships with these new agreements and are leading us forward an incredibly exciting new phase of mutual growth and collaboration as we continue on our mission to become the preeminent sport in the United States. As a part of the agreement, U.S. Soccer will share a portion of this broadcast partner and sponsored revenue with a 50-50 split of that share divided equally between USWNT and USMNT. They said equal pay for men and women was not possible. That did not stop us, and we went ahead and achieved it, said Walker Zimmerman, a member of the USNSTPA leadership group. We hope this will awaken others to the need for this type of change and will inspire FIFA and others around the world to move in the same direction. I've said this is a period of change. You've seen people standing up for what they believe in. You've seen people making noise for worthy causes, and you've seen change. Look at the national NCAA. Back in my days when I was running track, I mean, I could not even, when I used to come and run for St. Kitts, and I would win prize money at any of these international meets, I wouldn't be able to accept money. I won't be able to do anything because it will render me ineligible. And now at the NCAA level, now you can have this name, likeness, and image. You can earn money based on that because people stood up. What I'm saying is there's some aura that's taking place. Even the political mischief and silly season that's taking place is premised on that. There is an aura of change. You understand? There is something taking place that says if you stand up and stand firm in your truth, in your values, you can effect change that will have a trickle-down effect on either this generation or the one to come. So keep talking, keep fighting, keep believing, keep standing. You never tell what's going to happen because these persons haven't been fighting for equal pay just now, just yesterday. They've been fighting for years. Even when it's said it can't be done, they've been fighting. Sometimes when it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. You just have to keep hammering that point. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I think the next big one will be tennis because it's just as entertaining. Sometimes even much more entertaining than the male counterparts. I know people like to make noise about the WNBA and say, oh, there's no dunks in the game. I'm like, guys, in high school and middle school, there are no dunks in those games either. Those kids were not up to 6 feet and you still watch those games. So the absence of dunks should not diminish the value of that particular sport. All right, so that was a good story. All right, next one. We have 2 more to go. Next story. One man's treasure hunt thrilled a Canadian town, turning strangers into friends. A horror-themed treasure hunt organized anonymously in a small Canadian town left the community enriched with fun and friends. The town in question, Miramichi in New Brunswick, has a history replete with scary stories of murder and ghosts, which the hunt organizer used as context to keep the spooky search going all the way up to Friday the 13th, where the game came to an end with $1,000 in total prizes. Now, locals were sure that nothing of the sort had ever gripped the town of 17,000 quite like it, and for people getting out of the house after so many months of COVID restrictions, it's been a catalyst for community reconnection and a boom for business. All of this began suddenly in early May. A Facebook page where a man called himself Roman Dongarvan said there's $100 Canadian hidden somewhere around the town harbor. This mischievous person claimed to be a descendant of a 19th century Irish cook who lived in the town. Robbed, murdered, and buried in a shallow grave in the woods, the local legend of Dongarvan's death was that on that night, the entire forest was filled with terrifying noises described as whoops that sent the culprits running for their lives, leaving a tale of the Dongarvan whooper in their frightened wake. Now, for days, Dongarvan posted videos and photos of about where $100 bills could be found. One prize was found in French Cove, which was supposedly haunted by the headless ghost. Another was found in an abandoned school building. And basically, yes, this is giving me some ideas, I've always said I wanted to come up with a show where I'm going to hide a car somewhere in town, like somewhere, and I give people a key and tell them go find it. And you can only find it by pressing the button and whatever, and whoever finds it, or I don't know. But I'm thinking we should have these kinds of treasure hunts for big people, because big people need fun too. We're big kids, and we're little kids in big people's bodies sometimes. All right, so last one is a similar story to what we've heard before. Anonymous donor pays off student debt for an entire 2022 college class in Texas. Students at a Texas college graduated last week, not only with their diplomas, but with their balances cleared suddenly by an anonymous donor. More than 100 students assembled for the 133rd graduation ceremony at Wiley College and were shocked to hear President and CEO Dr. Herman J. Felton Jr. announce that their balances had been paid off. The recent pandemic had exacerbated some students' ability to pay their debts, so some graduates and parents in the audience were especially thrilled to hear the news. Our commitment to students goes beyond their time while they were enrolled, and we're grateful for this anonymous donor who will assist the students in paying off their balances. The estimated total owed by the class of 2022 in the historical Black college was just about $300,000. Okay, not much. As Wiley College closes the academic semester and prepares for its celebrations in July, this is a great way to start a celebration of 150 years of the college contributions to the world. And Wiley College, with its focus on social good and leadership, has reduced its tuition in the past years to $17,500 to cover fees, room, and board. New school's motto is even more appropriate: go forth, inspire. That's it for our top stories of good news. I'm going to take a quick break here from our sponsors, and after that I will come back with my stories about my 40 shades of E. Talking about everything that has led me up to this moment. All right, we'll be right back.
Experience the value. Get the cable's value bundle today. Internet, Ultra TV, free HBO Max, and a free Cable Platinum Loyalty MasterCard for only $157 monthly. Feel the thrill of 74 channels of Ultra TV. Feel the rush of the cable's 35 megabyte Bolt Internet. Maximum streaming entertainment is free with HBO Max and the ultra convenience of the Platinum Loyalty MasterCard. Shop, save, share, and don't forget, get a free internet upgrade when you pay your cable bills with Platinum Loyalty MasterCard. Not a cable customer? Sign up today and get more out of your internet, TV, shopping, and payment experience. The cable's value bundle: Ultra TV, internet, free HBO Max, and Platinum Loyalty MasterCard at $250 value for only $157 per month. Call the cable 465-2588 and come experience the value.
Right. We're back. So, in my promo post for this show, I did say that I was going to explore aspects of my life led up to this moment as a 40-year-old. Areas for consideration, and you feel free to chime in on the live and say whether you want me to talk about these things, and you can call in. I'm opening the lines tonight, 466-0989, 762-0989, or 662-0989, and you can chime in with this little story session about how I got to this point. Those who want to call in from the parts outside the US of A, parts outside of these parts, can call in using 718-285-6984. All right, so the areas I'm going to consider: anointed the child, anointed the teenager, anointed the student, anointed the boyfriend, anointed the friend, anointed the little brother, anointed the big brother, anointed the son, Anointed the eligible bachelor, scatterbrain anointed, anointed the athlete, anointed the musician, anointed the joker, anointed the father, anointed the IT professional, anointed the entrepreneur, anointed the creative slash artist, anointed the cook, anointed the literalist, anointed the overthinker, anointed the empath, anointed the poet, anointed the author. So I'm going to start with anointed the child. Who was I? What was I like as a child? I was very active and I was very inquisitive. I always knew that I wanted to find out how things worked, and that would typically get me into a lot of trouble. I was notorious for liking speed. I had a tricycle that my big brother would tell me I would be tearing down the corners in the house at top speed, and it was rumored that I was going to love speed when I start driving. And yeah, that happened when I got older. I did like speed. So what things was I doing as a child? I grew up in, as some of you know, in Nigeria, on a university campus. My father was a very big academic, and my mom was a teacher and also into music. And so my childhood was influenced heavily by those two aspects of who they were, academians and people who were into music. And so I started learning how to play the piano, I think maybe from time, I think I was 5, I think 4 or 5 or thereabout. Didn't really enjoy it. I think it was too many keys for me to take in. So my sister was born 2 years after me. And I never could understand why. And her birthday is March 19, and my birthday is May 19. And I grew up wondering why, if I'm older than her, does her birthday have to come before mine? Why does she have to celebrate her birthday before mine? Now, I was very mischievous, and me and my sister had many fights. Very epic ones, and she knew what buttons to push, and it didn't matter who started it. She knew she was not going to get in trouble with my dad. I was the one who would always get in trouble because he always said, you're not supposed to, hit a woman, and I mean, I learned the hard way. We had our sides in the room. I was like, this is my side and that's your side. You're not supposed to cross my side. And she, even when our beds were put together, I've told the story before where our beds were together and she decided to come and lay right in the middle of where they came together. And I warned her, I said, you need to get out from my side. And she stayed there being adamant. And so I pulled the beds apart. And of course, she fell down. Another story of her was when we were fighting and she was on the floor. She was holding on to my pillow and I was holding on to it, standing up. And I kept telling her, let go of my pillow, let go of my pillow, let go of my pillow. And she wouldn't let go of it. And I decided to let go of it. And, that resulted in her having a whiplash. And, she fell, she hit her head on the floor. And I remember the last epic fight we had was when we had a Game Boy. And I was playing Zelda at the time, and she wanted to learn how to pass a particular stage, and I didn't show her. I didn't show her at all, and she got very upset, and she played this trick on me where we used to make water bombs out of paper. We would literally take paper, fold it in such a way that you can put water in it, and then we would put them on the top of the door so that when you open the door, the bomb drops on your head. And she did that to me, and I was so upset. I went and cut off her doll's hair. And that was blasphemous at the time. Anyway, that's it for my stories as a child. Very naughty, inquisitive. As a teenager, that's when I started to emerge into myself. I started running a lot more. In primary school, I thought I was fast. but I wasn't. I was beaten by so many people. But by the time I started going to high school, I started to hone in on my talent. But not only that, but I started to have some affinity for the opposite sex. And I started to get tall. My father would look at me and was like, oh, you're going to be so tall. You're going to be so tall. Because I was like 5'7" at the age of what, 14? And my peers were not 5'7". They were like 5'4", 5'5". And I'm 5'8" now. So from that time, I grew only 1 inch and they overtook me. But as a teenager, I started to realize that I was not a very strong student in the sciences and math. Even though I loved the sciences, I was not very good. My music was okay. My propensity for art was very high. So music was good, art was good, but art, math, and I started failing those subjects. My common entrance to secondary school, I failed because of math. I failed my common entrance because of math. But for the grace of God, I would not have entered that preferred school at the time. What saved me was my ability to be creative and to write. So as a teenager, I struggled in school, but my athletic exploits as well as my music enabled me to balance out those struggles, so to speak. And by the time I took my SATs and failed them 2 times, now we're going on to anointed students. I failed them at least twice. And the only school that accepted me was DePaul University. And I wanted to do engineering. And they said, we don't have any engineering programs where you can do physics or computer science. And I wasn't really good at computers at the time. So I chose physics, which is one of the craziest things I could have ever done because I was not good in those subjects. But I had a love for science. I was fascinated by how things worked. And so I think I did okay. Hold on. Daddy mode's coming back. Sweetie, could you sit down and draw? Thank you. All right. So my exploits at DePaul University as an undergraduate student, you guys would have heard that story, harrowing story of when I was locked up and afraid abroad. Friday the 13th, October 2001. Was it October 2001? Yeah, October 2000. No, October 2000. Friday the 13th. Wow, 22 years ago. When I was locked up for mistaken identity for a crime that never happened. It was actually made up. I'm not going to go into details on that, but that experience has shaped my entire life today because of the way I chose to respond to it. You see, that was one of the most nerve-wracking, scariest, heart-wrenching moments in my life where I literally saw no hope again. And, you know, but for God, I'm still here, got through that. But the thing is, I chose to be positive. I chose not to run away from the school. I chose not to sue that woman's family into oblivion. I chose to focus on bringing my family's name pride. I chose to focus on making a name for the school. And as a result of those decisions I made as a precocious 18-year-old, 18, actually, I would say 17. I was 17 at the time. A precocious 17-year-old. I was able to garner experiences in the workforce and create connections in school, and those trickled down all the way to my postgraduate experience and graduate school, where I was able to secure a graduate assistantship that allowed me to get my master's. And with that experience, it's reminding me now that for the sake and the greater good, stay consistent. Stay consistent in what you believe in for the greater good. No matter what's being thrown at you, you got to be consistent because good is absolute. Just like they say God is love. good is also absolute. So, I graduated in 2010 with a master's in telecommunications and networking, and in 2005 with a degree in computational physics and math. And since then, I've been here in St. Kitts. All right, next story. Again, chime in if you guys want to hear anything else. Next story is Enoite, the little brother. The little brother. Oh my gosh, this is interesting. And I'm gonna put her on. I'm gonna put her on the spot. My best ex is calling me to wish me happy birthday. Hold on, she's calling me on WhatsApp. Tisha.
Happy birthday!
Yes, you are on the radio, but say happy birthday. They can hear you. Go ahead.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I'm live on radio, and you're calling to wish me happy birthday. And I said, this is my best ex. I said, this is my best ex who is calling me. Yes, Letitia, you're on the spot. You're on the radio. Tell everybody why you are branded as my best ex.
Oh my goodness.
You're on the spot.
I'm driving in the middle between Georgia and Alabama. So I'm assuming you said, why do I think that I'm the best friend?
My best ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't know. Why?
Because you wholeheartedly allowed me to be myself, and you laughed at my jokes every time till you snorted. Right? I think we have a bad connection.
We have a very bad connection.
I said you were the best ex because you laughed at my jokes all the time till you snorted, and you allowed me to be my authentic self every time, 100%.
And that is true. I enjoy you, and I still do.
Aww. So, wow, this is a good cameo. This is going down in history. This is going down in history. Good stuff. Well,
Oh my God.
well, we'll catch up after the show.
Yes. All right. Take care. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh. That was epic. That was my girlfriend. In fact, let's go to another boyfriend. That was my girlfriend when I was in university as an undergrad. Hold on. What's up, baby?
You have a girlfriend?
No, that was not my. That was when I was like 24, 23 years old. Okay. All right. My daughter's here quizzing me about if I had a girlfriend. That was my ex. But yeah, Letitia Ellison, she was an actress. She was studying theater, and it was June of 2004 where I saw her come into the office, and I started a conversation with her. And before you knew it, we had determined that I don't go anywhere. And I said, you know what, why don't we just go, not on a date, but let's go to a museum. Because I think that's a low key, the best place to go for a date anyway, because you can have conversations about things that you're seeing. And she kind of came off as a bit nerdy too. I was like, okay, this is cool. So we went on this little date at the Chicago Museum, and I said, oh my gosh, she is somebody that I enjoy to be around. And she laughed at my jokes, and she was just weird and quirky. And so it was June, a week before, June 8th. That's her birthday. She invited me over to her house for a birthday party, and she invited her friends, and we just couldn't stop talking after the birthday party. So I had to she chose to walk me home to my dorm, and I walked her back to her dorm. And we continued that walking back and forth till like 2 or 3 o'clock. I think 4 o'clock in the morning. And the rest is history. Very good experience. Now, we didn't end up together after I left school because I just didn't think the distance would have been kind to us. But she's good people. And as you can tell, she does not miss my birthday. Wow. Interesting stuff. All right. So let's go on to Scatterbrain Enoite. The one story that goes into mind is a story my father, my late dad, will always try to use to just poke fun at my mom and the relationship that she has with giving instructions and me misunderstanding them. So the legend has it that there was a particular time in our past where she had created a fruit salad, and it was in the kitchen, and I was in the kitchen with her. Sweetie, go draw. Thank you. In the kitchen, and normally after she's finished doing with pineapples, she would normally throw them outside, and we would actually go and plant them. And so mom says, "Can you throw away the pineapples?" And I'm looking at a bowl that has pineapples on top of it. And I said, "Sure." I said, "This one?" Now, mom did not turn around and confirm what I was looking at. She said, "Yes, that one." And so after she had spent at least a half an hour making this scrumptious bowl of fruit salad, and it was a big bowl, I went and threw it away as per her instructions. Now, should I have gotten in trouble? Should I have gotten in trouble? Yeah, she obviously wasn't too happy. And she's like, "You need to use your head." I was like, "Well, but I asked you first." She's like, "But you should have known I didn't mean that. But I asked you first." But yeah, I was a bit scatterbrained. I was the kind of person you would send me to the store and I would buy everything but the one thing that you asked me to buy. Which now leads me to Enoite the son. As a son, I think that while I was mischievous, I think that as I continued to evolve into my own skin and understanding who I was, I started to develop Dad was very, like I said, he was very academic, and mom was very much into our music. And so I was always between both of those worlds, and also very domesticated. Mom always said, "No woman is going to be able to hold anything on you. You need to learn how to cook." And I remember very clearly, I did not want to do anything in the kitchen. And she came, she said, "Okay, put that in, put the oil there, get this, do this, that. And that little foundation still stands till this day, till this moment. Those techniques that she taught me in the kitchen have withstood the test of time, because we watched her bake bread. We never really liked to go to the store because she would look at the ingredients at the cookies that I wanted to buy, and she was like, "Nope, I can make this." And she would go home and she would try to replicate what she'd seen. Same thing with the juice. We had the juice called Five Alive, which is like fruit punch. She was like, "Nope, I can make that myself too." And mom always was that mother who would come home and just make stuff. Anything. Nigerian food, bakes, pastries, breads, cakes, everything. And that influenced me till this day. I don't bake as much because I don't have as much time. My daughter, that's another story. But I don't bake as much. But at the end of the day, we owe a lot to her for that influence, because I am highly domesticated. And my daughter's sleepy again. We're going to go home soon. I'm highly domesticated, and I owe that to her as being that influence in my life. All right, now let's go on to Enoite the Joker. When I was in secondary school, I got beaten a lot. In fact, somebody today, yesterday, I was at the Good Morning SKN, and I had to host, was it yesterday? 2 days ago. I was hosting the World of the Boy Child, or International World Boy Child Day, and there was a particular person, his name was Lofton, and he couldn't be present. So I said, maybe he's lost and found. And one of the guests on the show said, "I'm pretty sure you were beaten a lot when you were little." I said, "Yep, that is true. We used to call it obeche back in ISI." Now, that's because I had a lot of bad jokes, which I'm going to share with some of you tonight, because I was a joker. All right, let's go. Anointed the Joker. I had 2 volumes of jokes I released on social media. Let me read it from my volume number 2. It says, I was reading about the feud between Tupac and Biggie. I just discovered that they both shared a diet that was high in protein because they always had beef. Hear my cheerleader here? She's laughing. They always had beef. All right, next one. It says, so it's 11 o'clock. No. This next one is breaking news. This guy stole a bucket of ketchup from McDonald's. Sources say that the police caught him red-handed. Red-handed, because ketchup is right. But anyway, right. Next one. Okay. There was a world-class sprinter who was pretty quick, but each time he would run the 100 meters, he would stop right at 99 meters, even when he was winning, and it puzzled everybody. Eventually, when he retired, he finally admitted his reason why he kept stopping at 99 meters. He said he loved his wristwatch a lot, but it was only waterproof up to 100 meters, and he didn't want to get it spoiled. Okay. All right. Next one here. Anointed the Joker. Let me see. Oh, I found out what boxers' favorite juice is. Can you guess what they like to drink? Fruit punch.
Yes, they do.
Because boxers like to punch. All right, next one. It says here. Okay, let me go back. Let me go to the screenshots because the ones here I had were pretty stupid. It says, so this pencil and a pen were having an argument with a piece of chalk. The pencil said, I'm the best for writing. And the pen said, no, I am better than you for writing. The chalk, knowing its limitations, threw in the white flag and said, both of you do have a point. Yeah, it's pretty bad. All right, this is another one. These cannibals were brainstorming, trying to figure out what to serve for their upcoming banquet. One of them had an aha moment and says, why don't we serve finger food? All right. So the country with the this is terrible. This is really, really bad. I hope, Letitia is not listening. This is really bad. This one is terrible. The country with the fastest runners in the world is Iran. And the country with the most patient people in the world is Kuwait. And the country with the most impatient people in the world is, oh my gosh, Russia. And the country with the most germs in the world is Germany. And the country with the biggest bra in the world is Brazil. All right. This one says, this is one of my pickup lines. So I told her, if you ever feel like you can't move or find it extremely hard to move, it might be because I have an extremely large crush on you. It's terrible. All right, next one. Last one. So I got tired of feeling like she wasn't missing me. So this is what I did. I gave her a ball and I told her to throw it. She threw it at me and I ducked. I asked if she missed me. She says, obviously, duh, but next time I won't miss. Because, right. That's it.
That's the Joker.
That's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with the dad jokes. So that's Anoite the Joker. Anoite the artist. Oh, you want to hear about the Anoite the artist? Yeah, I developed a knack for doing art. I started drawing a lot when I was little. And I only got better the more I drew. And right now, right at this moment, my propensity for art is coming full circle as my daughter has taken up that mantle, and together we are creating art and digitizing art on one of my startups called what we doing with art. What's the name of the website? Stuffy, right? Stuffy.com, STOPHY.com. Big things are happening in June. A lot of big things. Just stay tuned for what we're going to be doing with June. I think June is the month, Child Month, March, and I am getting lots of plans coming up. But yeah, we are digitizing art that's done by children, and for me, it's tapping into my ability to draw and be creative, because I am transforming artwork that's been done by children that's then put on t-shirts, on mugs, on pens and socks, bags, and the whole works. So that's me, the artist, as my daughter has asked. And Noite, the father. A baby changes everything. And my daughter has actually, I think because she sees how much work goes into raising her, she told me today she does not want to be a mom. Now tell me why you don't want to be a parent.
Because it's too hard. I do not want to deal with hard stuff.
Yeah, she also told me that she wants to be able to have a life. Right, so she's seen the absence. I mean, look at where I am today. I'm here on the show with her. So yeah, but to be honest, it has brought out a different side of me that I never knew existed. I'm pretty sure that's been the same for a lot of us who want the best for our children. And I'm still learning to be the best version of this person that I can be. And, by combining the values that I got from my parents and instilling developing the ones that I have developed along my life's journey. And I'm thankful for every day. My wallet's not thankful for this, but, at some point, the investments that we're making will pay those dividends. All right. Next one. I know it's the athlete. The athlete in me, track and field was a passion of mine. And I've competed against Olympians. I've beaten Olympians before. I've raced Usain Bolt. He beat me pretty bad. I was at the Commonwealth Games, CSC Championship, CSC Games, the whole works. I've been national champion here in St. Kitts. I've held national records. Also, I've held school records also back in ISI Nigeria. My goal right now is to compete. Now I'm 40. I'm eligible for the Masters between 40 and 45 to break the world record in the 400 meters, which as of now I think stands at 47.85. I think I can do that with proper training, but I need to get my body right. All of these things that I'm doing, all these startups and being a dad and music is taken away from that. But at some point, I'm thinking it's going to stabilize so I can get back to being the athlete and break that world record. I want to say I've held a world record. All right. So, yeah, as an athlete, I was a 400-meter runner and competed in all the relays, 4x1, 4x4, 4x2, ran at the Penn relays, ran at the Drake relays, did a whole bunch of stuff. And it took... When I reminisce on those days, those are some of the best years of my life because I got to travel doing something that I loved. I traveled as far as Australia, traveled to Colombia, El Salvador, Trinidad, Tortola, Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, Grenada, the whole works, and just meeting all these athletes from different cultures and soaking in that experience. I'm hoping that my daughter continues in that vein because she is an energizer bunny when it comes to running. She actually has more endurance than me at this point, and I'm seeing that she is not much of a sprinter, but she's more of an 800 runner. So I'm maybe this time next year, I'll talk about Energy the coach, because I really want that for her to be able to experience what I was able to do. Not only that, but track and field was able to give me a scholarship and get me through school. So I think, I have a phone call. Yes, caller, you're alive and only good news. Good evening.
Oh, yes, I'm here enjoying your only good news. I look forward to it every week.
Thank you.
Yes, I do. I'm quite impressed with the number of your guests.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you hear people doing new things, different things.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to hear your voice. You've been a faithful caller. Every time that I open the lines, you're always the first to call. So this does not surprise me.
Well, in fact, you won't believe. I was planning since this week I would call in on Island Tea.
Oh.
And send you a message to let you know that I enjoy your shows.
Oh, thank you so
I'm glad
much.
to deliver the message personally.
Thank you. Sometimes I'm not sure who I'm reaching, but these words of
You're reaching people,
affirmation.
man.
Yeah, it's not politics and ding dong bacchanal,
but
you know.
still, there are people who listen.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You I recall the first time I met you was at CompuServe.
Techsperts.
CompuTech.
Techsperts.
Right, Techspert.
Yes.
You know, I was quite impressed. I like technology.
Well, you're gonna love it some more with what I have in store. So stay tuned. There's something new.
Well, I hope you have something for the disabled. I am now blind.
Let's see. There's something new brewing on the horizon, and hopefully by next week I should be able to talk about it. But right now it's G14 classified information.
Yes, you know something I found the other day.
What's up?
You remember when iPad was iPod?
Yes.
I remember buying an iPod from you all that. When I used to walk every morning. Sometime this week, my hand bounced up on. They began to sell this thing that you plug into the iPod so you could play radios.
What? Interesting.
I was just saying, I want to plug it into my tablet. I want them to work.
Well, try it. And if it doesn't work, you know who to call.
No, I could give you, if it doesn't work, I give you to put in the museum.
To put in the museum? Well, they stopped. I think they've discontinued that. Apple has stopped making those.
It got to be, because it's quite a while.
Yeah, they stopped because every device can make music. But yeah, I'm an old school kind of guy. Definitely.
Yeah, man. So, you know, I was quite impressed.
Aww.
And you were so helpful. You used to have your show on WINNMedia every Thursday morning. It was Thursday, right?
Every Thursday. Wow, your memory is sharper than mine. Every Thursday morning.
Tony Frederick.
Yeah, technologic.
Right.
Yeah.
That was so good, so cool, as you all say. And whenever I get stuck in anything, I call in. There was one show caller. One show caller, I was saving my tech fees. So I want to commend you, and keep it up.
Thank you
we
so much.
need good news,
Thank you so much. That is
only good news.
Only good news to combat and balance
man, especially like now.
Silly season.
We need good laughs.
Oh, we having laughs. They're just not so good.
Yes. And I must commend your daughter. She sounds very precocious.
Oh, she's right here. She's restless and ready for bed. We're about to go.
Well, just next time walk with a pillow or towel and fold it up, let her put her head in it.
No, she wants to be in my bed or in her bed with me next to her. And that's with a story, and then bed. So.
Well, darling, don't worry. Soon she's gonna order you out of the room.
I wouldn't mind. I like my space,
She's not ready yet. When she's ready to order you out, is when you still want to stay in.
Oh, see what you did there, Miss Henry.
Yeah, so enjoy it. Lord, mommy. You can't get your space and you can't get your peace, but as soon as you start to reach a certain thing,
yeah.
You call me old, I want to know old. So enjoy it, record it.
I will.
Because she's going to deny a lot of things,
I will.
So God bless your mommy. I remember your mother. And it's nice. I always wondered what caused you. Was there any particular thing why you chose to stay in St. Kitts?
Because I can grow at my own pace. That's it.
Oh, you're free?
I can grow at my own pace. That's the only thing that kept me here. Right now, I need my pace of growth to be a little bit more exponential, and that's one thing that's worrying me about being here. So I've reached that stage of growth, and now I'm ready to accelerate that growth, which is what I'm working on over the next couple of weeks.
Which is good.
So St. Kitts has been a wonderful foundation.
So other people can call it if they want to, but I do appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Miss
And
Henry.
I like the name, Only Good News.
OGN. We'll have more. Thank you.
Not some good news.
Only good news.
Only good news.
This is OG
Take
Ham.
care. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much. That was Selvin Henry. Faithful caller. She always making sure she's bigging me up, giving me those good vibes. So, as you heard my daughter yawning, we made it. Thank you guys for being here. I seen Amelia Halliday sending those loves. My daughter is a bit restless because it's bedtime, and I can't believe I've done the second straight episode by myself. And it's been wonderful. I felt like I was talking to people. I felt like you guys were there, listening to everything that I'm saying. And the mere fact that Sylvain called saying that she's appreciating this validated what I'm doing so much more. So thank you for being with me. Thank you for contributing to my happy birthday. I'm smiling when I came in here. I don't think I was as chipper as this, but this is what this show does for me. And I'm hoping that it did exactly the same for all of you listening and watching out there. So until next week, when I will resume my normal show, having people in here in the studio, please remember to be kind always and to spread love. And I dare come and say goodbye to everybody and just say something positive for everyone to hear.
Goodbye. The first thing I love the most when I get to talk to somebody and laugh, and when it was that innovative joker.
Okay. She just gave us our highlight. Thank you guys. We'll be back next week. Peace out.